Yes, we are live. We already have one like literally now. Someone put one like. Oh, I know actually how this works. Someone put like on the live that we have announced. And the moment Tool actually starts streaming, it shows me like, oh, like. But that's a different thing. Okay. Just give me 1 sec. I'm doing this. Prepare for the magic. To start recording. Almost ready. And let's start in 3, 2, 1. Oh, nope, sorry. False start. Now in 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, and I'm trying as fast as I can to open my document with a standard invitation, or what I'm supposed to be saying in the beginning. I'm constantly reading and I was not ready. Shame on me. Okay, I will try again. Hello everyone, welcome to the Non-Intuitive Biz podcast, brought to you by the Leaders Club that you are parts of too if you're listening to us, but do considering elevating your club membership by joining our Discord channel. Now I did it. Now I read it correctly. And today in this virtual studio there are Dmitry Mananikov.
Hello.
And as usually the annoying voice is me, Slava Kavlevsky. And we actually have don't many topics, don't we, my friend?
We can come up with something. You definitely, I'm curious, when you will learn this intro phrase, so you don't need to open a paper to read it.
That will be the day when I will have to adjust something. It's always, it should be always confusing. That's the goal. By the way, people are joining Discord slowly, but, steadily joining Discord. So I like it. I added several topics around the cinema, and looks like you have not watched the Barbie, have you?
No. I had reasons. I still on my list. I'm not abandoned it. It's taken a while.
Okay, so
but I watched some other media that I can share.
Okay, let's start there. I also have a movie to share, but first I'm going to move Barbie to the next episode. Yes, go for it.
I watched a couple of episodes from new season of Rick and Morty. They're mediocre. I think I'm mostly watching them by inertia. I was watching previous and I'm watching this one. Do you know it was a scandal with a guy who made the show, main voice of Rick and Morty?
No.
So he was accused of some home violence or something, and channel just fired him.
Okay.
But then he was trial, didn't find anything, and he was what was the word, essentially he didn't do anything, right? And it was legally judge say, hey, yeah, he's good, and they hire him back, and they revoice episodes without him. I mean, they made few episodes without him, but now they're revoicing them with him because he get back to work.
I see. Man, this is just clicked to me. I think I've heard about this, and I heard that they did several episodes with different voice, and the people were saying that you would not even understand unless you're listening really carefully. And now it's clicking to me that, oh my god, I didn't know that he actually back. Okay. So just to repeat back to make sure I understood, there was some harassment accusation, and he came clean.
Yes, exactly.
This is a few stories where this actually have happened. In so many cases, even when the person got clean, that person would not be reinstantiated, and usually that's done.
I would for me it's strange why he didn't sue them. It's his show. He create characters, and they fired him for pretty much fake accusation, right? It feels really strange. But I think he's a good person. Just want to get back to making what he loves.
People like voice actors and designers, voice actors, almost everyone except actors they are quite often in a pretty bad situation when they theoretically can sue, but they do not, because the moment you will become that person that sues company, no one going to hire you, because
that's true.
It's
Yeah, I know it's like a tricky part. I guess he just made choice whatever is best for him, right? Like he get back to show and he just continue.
Yeah, also, I watched one episode of Rick and Morty as well, and I haven't realized. So I was on the trip in Colorado this week completely. That's why I don't have too many topics, almost zero topics. But in the hotel, I was watching TV classically. When I do travel, I do like to watch this old school TV where you actually have the ads. If you're watching it once per year, it's actually fun to see the advertisement and how it's.
I usually see advertisement in a gym because in the cardio sections they have TVs and they constantly they're usually like one news channel with subtitles, one advertisement, one soap opera thing, like some drama. One actually shows things like Fast and Furious, and actually like today it was Superman or something. So I have like all of them watching simultaneously.
Jesus, how to concentrate on that. No, it's and that was just classical advertising on TV, and they were watching the Rick and Morty. They were showing and airing in Rick and Morty, so I actually watched several episodes. It was okay. It was indeed not as good as the first season, but to be fair, I hated that there was one season where there was a story about Ricky with ravens. I don't know.
Yeah, it was pretty
lame.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was lame. So it's actually better, but I have not realized, when they're watching TV, you're expecting that they would be airing something that's 5 years old. And I got extremely surprised that I'm watching Rick and Morty. I'm trying to recall which season is that, and I'm realizing that I have not watched that episode. And that's how I recall that they even had a new season. So yeah, I have to watch now. Sorry, I was about to say something.
Yeah, nothing really. I only watched like 2 episodes, so... Probably watch whole season, but if it's bad, I will not watch anything else from them.
When was it released? New season?
A few days ago. I think it's just like airing right now, like week by week, maybe.
I see. So it's extremely new. Okay. Let me share my interesting impression. So my impression of the movie will be Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. The Covenant is effectively a movie from the Guy Ritchie. I like how they put Guy Ritchie's name in the title of the movie, Guy Ritchie, The Covenant, and it's like literally like that. And I really enjoyed it. First of all, it's actually not in a style of Guy Ritchie, I would say, because when you thinking about Guy Ritchie movie, you would first think about cuts with the different scenes that's changing each other in a quick pace. That is not like that. That is.
It also seems to be like a military style thing. Most of his movie more about like a mafia of some kind, right?
Yes, some detective mafia, something like that. And here you have a very serious, very deep military movie, and it's actually. Specifically created to but probably memorize all the fates of people left behind when the US left Afghanistan. So he's showing that really, really well. It's really deep movie. It's extremely interesting movie. You would not believe that this is Guy Ritchie if you just watch it. I would not even thought that this is from him, but nevertheless, the movie is amazing. I highly recommend. I don't want to spoil it, and this is not that type of the movie where you're watching trailer and you've seen the whole movie. I thought that you will get a lot from watching the trailer. In reality, the movie is so much deeper than what they actually showing in the trailer.
I didn't watch movie exactly because from trailer, like the one guy saves another guy, then that guy want to return a debt, and like. Seems like very standard, like a bro save together movie.
You know what? Actually, partly you're right, and I was wrong. So yes, you can get a hold of TLDR to some extent, but what makes this movie stand out from that is actually the context and how deep everything are. So you would not expect that for the movie. So yeah, that's probably the TLDR. But yes, to some extent, what you just said holds. To some extent, but yes, you would not be disappointed if you would allocate 2 hours to actually watching it.
Okay, I will also put on my list. I have a hard time, like, not to have time to watch movie, but to have time to sit more than 1 hour to watch something. Like small episodes, fine. Like I was watching Loki episodes because they're like 40 minutes, I think. But besides it, like it's really hard for me to sit and allocate time for something that like really needs my attention.
This is a problem because there are too many commitments going on around the house right now, or why?
Yeah, just like I always like find something. I want to do something else. I think what could work, just watch half of movie and then continue next day. That may work.
Got it. And to be fair, I know now trying to initiate a movie club, movie club in the sense that have a dedicated hour and not our time in the home, that we will be once per week actually watching that really nice and good movie, and in between we're just watching TV series. It's right now we're watching 2 things. This morning show, season 3 morning show, that season 3 is airing. It's still good. I know we touch base on this one, and we recently have started rewatching Foundation on Apple TV. Is a really nice, really well done, really nice series based on the.
My question: Have you read the book?
I have not. I know you recommend me, but I have not. Why? So why the question?
I mean, just like I was expecting they keep with the book, but they obviously like moved like sides, and I drop it like after a few episodes. I'm not sure it's because like I expected to be closer to book, or I just didn't love show. I really like how they show emperors and that line, because it wasn't in the book, and I think it was really good addition to see them. But besides that, like all things that happens on the planet didn't really strike me.
I see. And to be fair, I'm just in the beginning of rewatching it. I used to watch half of the season 1, then we stopped, and now with parents we're restarting that specific thing. But if you're saying that even after 2 episodes they already diverged from the book, I just cannot imagine what will be in the next seasons, because I know that people who have watched beyond the season 1, they thought that in the next seasons it's completely not like in the book. So if you're saying that yeah.
Maybe it's not bad. I'm not like saying it should be. It just like it was advertised as like, hey, we're using book, but it's really far from it. Actually, book connected to. You remember a movie I, Robot with Will Smith?
Yes.
It's also done by like Isaac Asimov book, and that one and Foundation, they actually connected.
Really? How?
Like there's literally same character, like the robot appears in one of the latest books as a guy who overthinks everything. Obviously it's a spoiler, but like it's an old book. Oh, actually cool reference. I was watching Loki new season, like I think like 3rd or 4th episode, and I realized the whole Loki story with like what's going on with this episode, like season 2, is completely repeating Isaac Asimov book, End of Eternity, I think. I don't remember. I try to remember the name of that book. The End of Eternity. Essentially, it's a science fiction book about organization that exists outside of time and do trade with different times, control times, and the book about moment where this organization creates itself through the jumping to the past.
Interesting. That seems really interesting. Published in 1955, quite some time ago, but
yeah, it's like really old one.
Got it. Maybe I will even add it to read list. While we was on this topic, I opened the IMDb page with Loki to show to the listeners, and I see this banner, 5 Nights at Freddy's. They created a movie out of that.
Yeah, it was very popular. Like I think it's one of the really few like scary things for kids, I would say, that really went well.
Yeah, but like that was a very simple concept. If you haven't played 5 Nights at Freddy's, it's a game with a simple concept where you are who you are. You are the security guy in some place, and you need to spend the night. And there is this stuffed animals, like toys that are spread around for different reasons, but suddenly they start moving and they want to kill you, and they only not moving when you're switching on and off the lights. Now they obviously catch you, have a limited electricity, you are like, I don't know, somewhere where you can supply of constant electricity, so you have to be switching on and off lights to control their movement to make sure that they will not kill you. Have you played, by the way, the game?
I think I tried first one long time ago, but I don't I remember like concept and character, but don't remember anything else.
Yeah, it's a very simple idea. It's very simple, and even though characters were implemented really horrible way, even in that time when it was released, it was not the best graphics. But this idea that you're switching off the light and something is moving there, and you don't know by how much, where is that object, and time to time you can switch on the lights, and this stuffed animal would be next to you. That was indeed a little bit scary. And I don't know what, I really now want to see the movie. I wonder in theater and Peacock. And we have Halloween coming up, so maybe that will be the Halloween movie. Anyway, this is all I wanted to share in the movies. Do you have, my friend, anything else on the movies?
Nope, nothing on movie side. Have on a game side.
Okay, let's go to the games. Let's go. Yep.
Yesterday it was open beta for the finals. It's a new game. I think creators, they partially from DICE who created Battlefield. The concept is kind of similar to other extraction shooters. The idea is simple. You have a map. And the whole game styled like a cyber sport. There are like huge arenas like in a FIFA game, and like and there are some locations, usually buildings with a lot of verticality. It's not really huge. And multiple teams playing on that one. For example, I was playing a simple game. It was 3 teams, 3 players each. And it plays in an interesting way. So when you die, it will respawn you, like so you can continue. The goal of the game with 3 teams is to find a box with money, and essentially it's marked on the map. Everyone knows where it is. Okay. So you need to find it, and then you need to move it to extraction place, and then wait there and protect it.
Okay, and everyone see where the extraction place.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Game is like, again, map is small, so people like moving very fast. They always like you kill them, they resurrect, they get back to you. Interesting parts, like it's very long time to kill, which is very surprising for me, because game looks like a Battlefield or Contra Strike, but killing someone takes really time, and there's like a healing devices to help your teammates. But what's make it unique, I would say, like complete distractions of everything. I can give you example. I was playing yesterday like my simple match with 2 random people, and we get a box with money, and we get to the roof, and roof has this extraction point. So we're staying there trying to survive. Okay. And my character has a special device to essentially wall hack, which pulses and highlight enemies for a few seconds. Okay. And other folks, one of them have some weird grenade which creates how to say like a foam wall. Okay. So to block it for some time. And other teams try to kill us, like they try once, we kill them, they try a second time, but we had advantage on elevation. So what they did, they just blow up floor under us. And we just fell down. So it's really changed dynamic. It looks like it still need time for people to learn to use these things more smartly. But it was quite interesting way.
I see. And a quick question. So question number 1, just for people like me who never play extraction shooters. So what does it mean extraction? It's like you have to move something somewhere and then wait, or So first, I also not huge pro in extraction shooters. I try Call of Duty, some modes for extraction. But yeah, essentially on this map, at least the mod I played, it's you get this small map. The point appears where everyone knows there's a money. You go there, you pick it. Then one of your team need to move it. While you're moving, obviously you can't do anything else. And then you get to another point, put it there, and wait for 2 minutes. Okay. And if you die, another team gets to this point, they will get a reward. And then it changes. So it's a small map, and this point rotates all the time until you get enough money to win. And I think the bigger mod, which has name the finals, is when there's a tournament,
like multiple teams start, they play like matches until like the final game where like 3 teams or 4 teams fight each other.
I see. And another question I wanted to ask. So sorry, let me just spill over the question because I was trying to restructure it in my head. Why people incentivized to try these new games? Like, what, for example, motivated you to move away from Apex? Is it that because game is new? So let me first tell you my hypothesis. I would love to see how close this might be to reality. My hypothesis goes like that obviously in each of the game you already have top-notch players. So now the moment the new game pops up, obviously people will have curiosity, that is there, but also some of the players who may be not ready to go to top-notch in Contra Strike will just move to this new field, so to speak, and will become the top 5 players there. Is that the main motivation, or why?
No, really. I mean, the cyber sport and these games are so popular right now. There always will be people who do streaming, who play it like half professionally. Mm-hmm. So whatever game you go, there will be like a lot of people who play like top, right? And you can't really say like everyone else goes for that one. I think it's just way to try something that I like. It's a good example with Apex, right? Like I played not a lot, but played regularly for a long time. I think it's like released 3 years ago, and I still playing like time to time because they update games, they bring something new. But I really enjoy it. But before that, I tried Fortnite, I tried Call of Duty, and I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. And now I found something that I like, I enjoy, I can play with my friends. But I'm okay to try something new. Maybe there will be a new game with like new concepts, which I like even more. Because I remember I was playing Contra Strike like 15 years ago, and I played a lot and I like it. But now I really don't want to open it. It's like I have no interest. So new games are just like trying something new, and really interesting for me to see these new concepts emerge, especially like a new genres and how people build these games, and to try them again. Something new that may work, may not work. I tried this one so far, I like it, but I need to spend a bit more time to learn it to see if it's something I want to spend my time. It somehow relates. Remember, like last time you mentioned about games that you're already familiar. So you don't need to remember like how to play it, what to do here. I think Apex, that's what for me, right? Like I go there, like they obviously rotate like every 3 months, add small changes, but it's usually gradually. So if you play at least few matches every 3 months, you up to speed with the game.
Got it. Well, I might join you in the finals. At least I will have a commitment to install it. But one thing I still want to challenge in the thing that you said, that always will be people. I think it's both sides. What I mean by that if there are tons of the viewers of doing live, let's say only Apex, I don't think that specific YouTuber will go to finals. But there always will be YouTuber number 3 who will go to finals.
For them, it makes sense. Plus, it depends on how do you play, what your style. Some games work well, some not. That's for sure, right? People who like professional one games, they sometimes try, but usually they fan base wants them to play a particular game. So, at least I've seen few YouTubers that I try new game not because they want, but my subscribers wanted me to play this, so I'm playing it now. That's happening.
Yes, but there will be also another that will try to play the brand new game, the idea that they will promote it and the people will come and they will be the first that make it popular.
Yeah, it's obviously like for them, for sure. For me, it's not a reason to try new one. It's actually interesting, like in Apex, they have like when you play rating games, there's like different tiers, but there's like a top tier, which is 500 best players.
Okay.
It's like fixed size. So you can get to that list, but if someone plays better, you get kicked out. So there are like 500 really good players already.
I see. By the way, this question that I started, it's not out of the blue. I was trying this exercise with ChatGPT. I wanted to find a game where, even though I don't play frequently, I don't play often, but I wanted to find a game where I will be really good. Not because I need to spend tons of the time, but find a very niche game that barely alive, that has 5 players, and you can get...
You mean like an online game? The problem, if you find game where only 5 players online, probably these players play this game like from the beginning and they just don't want, and they will be super good. Like it reminds me, I was playing Titanfall 2 on PlayStation 4 like after multiple years after release. And every day when I play, I go to lobby and I see the same nicknames. It's like exactly same people or the same lobby every time. It was like there was some rotation, but usually you see like exactly same. And they were playing extremely well. Like people do crazy because Titanfall is very like a fast-paced shooter, very precise. People doing crazy stuff, and like playing with them was really fun and also really challenging. But becoming better than them would require me to play multiple years, you know.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so on the games front, let's move forward. I wanted to share the fact that today there is a release of Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake would be also fun.
Yes.
Someone need to make a Elon Musk model, like a face model into the game.
Oh yes, I think you're right. So I have a double feeling about this. First of all, I kind of enjoying games from this studio, like Control, like Alan Wake 1, and Alan Wake 1 was really good. But here is this but. They all have tendency to be repetitive. So the Controls, Alan Wake, it's just the same idea, progressing through the game. Yes, you're kind of liking the universe, but you got the idea. There is not many new things coming out your way. You're getting bored. And I'm really afraid that the exactly same will be with Alan Wake 2. Don't get me wrong. I have go for it. I will finish.
I understand what you're talking about, so continue.
I will definitely play it because in our work we have a bonus service where you can send each other bonus, but this bonus is in points, and you can convert points to something. So I converted an Xbox gift card. So no,
that's really cool.
So I will be buying Alan Wake with that gift card. But I don't expect much from this game, honestly. What's your take?
So I didn't like first game exactly because the reason you mentioned. I wanted to know story, but like doing gameplay wise was really boring for me. Control in that sense also took me like 3 attempts to finish, but at least it's more. I really like environment more. Here, I don't know. I probably won't buy it at least. Maybe I'll play sometime when it will be free on some subscription. One of reviewers that I usually watch to say about games, they're pretty excited.
Which one? Which reviewers?
Game Ranks.
Game Ranks.
Yeah, really. It's like, with X at the end. Yeah, I really like these guys. They make really nice videos. The second one.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm watching Before You Buy, but they usually type Before You Buy because they have so many other videos. And
okay. They Friday show as well. Yeah, and they mentioned like game is really good and like atmospheric wise. And what I really like, they mentioned the game is closer to Resident Evil 2. And that's for me really good advertisement of the game. That it's not really about like shooting these shadows, but like also puzzles, inventory management, and survivalship.
Yeah, I also like Resident Evil 2, especially remake. So yes, that's also. I watched the same video, and yeah, they told us, oh, thanks God, it will be a little bit more fun because the puzzles hopefully will be different.
Okay, hope so.
Hope so. Yes. To be fair. I just said that I definitely buying this game. I have only one gift card, so I'm still thinking between Alan Wake 2 and the RoboCop, because RoboCop actually just got released, I think. I don't know when, but like recently, maybe already released, maybe not yet. But there is an actual game. Wait a second, if I'm Googling RoboCop or Xbox, it show me game from 2003.
Rogue City, yeah, I think that one. I think it's still not released yet.
Are you sure?
Because I've seen a pre-order like today somewhere.
Yeah,
not available. Yeah, pre-order. So still have time to think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yes. No, that's not time. This means that I'm going with Alan Wake. If I cannot buy second one.
I'm holding myself not to buy Spider-Man 2 for PlayStation. It's apparently fastest selling game ever on PlayStation. At least I've seen this today. Because they really sell a lot of copies already. But I'm still saying, okay, I should finish Baldur's Gate and then I can buy this one. And by the time I finish Baldur's Gate, this will have some discount, I believe.
For me, it's easy. There is no Spider-Man on Xbox, so like not a problem. That solves my problem completely. So I haven't played the first one. I cannot play the second one. So yes, we'll be relying on your feedback, and maybe one day I will buy the PS5. By the way, have you watched the PS5 Slim Edition got released? Not released, announced.
Yeah, but I don't really get the idea behind it. I mean, it's still big. It still has a weird shape. Like, what's the point? Oh yes, and the funny thing, it has this attachable DVD like player, DVD reader. Apparently, it requires internet to work.
What?
At least it was like reports from people, and that's super crazy because people who buy this thing actually wanted to work without internet, I believe.
Oh my god! This was maybe it was Slim, but on that note, the PlayStation at least had with the CD drive and without. Xbox did not, but now they have announced the updated Xbox Series X, which looks like the Mac Pro, old Mac Pro. I will try to find. Yeah. You see, it's a trash can effectively, but it's finally without the CD drive, so you can. It's slightly a little bit smaller, so to speak. So because again on PS5 you had that option, on Xbox you did not, because Xbox S is a horrible piece of trash. It's not the same. It's the same console, but on PS5 it's exactly the same console. One with DVD and with CD drive, another without. So yes, at least this one is coming.
I still don't understand the concept why they should be smaller or something. I mean, it's not something that you carry with you. It's not like laptop or phone. I really I hear rumors about PlayStation 5 Pro with a larger GPU with the same CPU but overclocked, but it's still like a rumors. So we will see.
Yeah, it's probably will be rumors. But my idea, my hypothesis behind the slim versions is just effectively they reestablish the processes of making it with fewer components. And you cannot just start selling smaller PlayStation or smaller Xbox. Why not to make a proper release?
But like last time when in the previous generation when PS4 Pro got released, and I think Xbox also have version, it was a time when people start getting 4K TVs like en masse, right? Like before it was like mostly full HD, but then 4K became like
a thing.
Really hot selling thing, and people start buying it, and they actually released console to just like support like bigger resolution. But now there's no really reasons to jump to like a separate hardware. Because I really don't want situation, like now with the Xbox, when Baldur's Gate released only for Xbox X because they couldn't optimize, and Microsoft didn't want to, like they made exception for them. And I think we will see more and more of this.
Yeah, probably it is. Even though they, trying to convince you that there is no generation difference, it will be the same. No, it's a horse shit. And it's actually even worse on the Xbox, because if the Xbox ever would introduce some Xbox Series X Pro or something like that, you now will have 3 platforms that would be considering the same generation. Not even 1, not even 2, 3. That's going to be madness. So yes, I agree with you. But I was referring not to the Pro, I was referring to a slim version. Slim version, in my opinion, is just, you're optimizing the factory, and that's it.
Okay, so you think it's like a production value for them?
Exactly, yes. And they can either just start selling smaller version, or they can do a PR out of it. And I think doing a PR makes sense.
I see.
Yeah. Really, this is all, dear listeners. The whole list of topics we just exhausted. We don't have much to talk about anymore. I want to mention one specific thing that about the cruise, just to make sure. I cannot comment on it.
I didn't want to ask you because I didn't know. Can you talk about this topic or not at all?
I cannot talk in details, but I can obviously reemphasize what's been in a public space, public domain. So as of today, October 27th, crews have temporarily stopped doing full self-driving nationwide, the whole US. So we're only doing supervised driving. I cannot provide much of the details. I probably can.
Question, which is probably also public, but it's not really. I saw these permissions. They issued city by city, state by state, not like on a federal level. So was it decision by Cruise, or was it decision by some government entity?
Oh yes, that's indeed public information. So there was a decision made from California entity to revoke permission that stopped temporarily, obviously, the several driverless rights. And then Cruise, we decided preliminary to pose nationwide. So yes, I do not think that actually you have an entity, government, federal body that, so the federal body decides what can or cannot go on the roads, but then cities and states usually decides what can, who can and cannot charge fares. But if the federal will say, okay, this type of the car can drive, not many things city and state can do. And you still don't want to mess with them, don't get me wrong. But nevertheless, there is thing that not entirely in the control. But nevertheless, this is what the public statement. There is probably way more details already available to public. I haven't educated myself, that's why I cannot go into more details. I need to really educate what's public domain, what's not. But yes, it is what it is. I will have my homeworks to learn a little bit more about what's being already socialized, what's being already public domain, and just speak more, but not ready. This week was super crazy. I'm not ready with that.
It's interesting. Like Uber actually signed a contract with Waymo, so Waymo cars now can use Uber. I hope it will be Cruise, but obviously I have no leverage on that one at all. This is actually, so the Waymo was through Uber, was doing the business for quite some time. The net knew that they actually added new cities. I don't remember which specific cities they added recently, but they released it in I don't remember where, honestly. I think in the SF was quite some time ago, but then they added someone. Who? I don't remember. I think it is Texas.
Someone in Texas, probably, I guess. Phoenix, I would guess. Yeah, that's probably the thing. And to be fair, kudos to Waymo. I think this is, to some extent, a really nice way. You now giving customers a choice. So customer has entry point Uber, and then depending on the circumstances, you might or might not have an option of a self-driving car. Like, why not? I think it's really nice integration point.
Maybe it's like a random guess, but it feels like when markets are have more money, like we have like 5 years ago, for companies it was much better to just scale themselves. You know, like, oh, we have cars, now we need marketplace. Let's just get more money and build marketplace. But now every player just evaluate what's their core business, what they're doing good, and go to partnership more. Because again, every company need to now save more money than they spend, at least.
That is true. But here we have interesting strategical problems, because this type of the partnership quite interesting. You effectively completely giving up the keys of the inflow of the customers. At any point, inflow can be switched off, and you have not built that direct communication with your customers. So, who knows? I agree that I think it's the right way to go, but it's not that obvious that they will keep doing that. But we'll see what will be on that note. By the way, speaking of the Waymo, since we're talking about that, so the Ford recently have announced that they are stopping investment in AV. This is a hot news, right, of the press, so actually I have not read many of the details, but the biggest saying that they delaying a huge investment in building a plant around the batteries, and they actually delaying tons of the investment in which models of their cars will be electric. Again, not completely halting, but delaying. And one of the rumors that you can find in the news is that they actually delaying because of the tie with China. This plant that they initially was trying to build, there was a lot of China investment there going on, and the Republicans Party actually tried to push them. This might be horseshit. I don't know. This is rumors you can find in the news. And the reason I mentioned so, I want to remind our listeners that Waymo actually have a car from China. So their new car is a Chinese car that produced in China, and it feels like what happened to Ford is probably we're witnessing some push from the government to not to be in bed with China.
People who love pickups with a sign "fuck fuel economy," they just want to go electric, and they prefer big Ford pickups.
Yeah, you know, I actually no longer think that those people are the main buyers of let's say F-150. Have you seen the price on the latest F-150? This is no longer like redneck car, so to speak. This is, by the way, this is one of the best-selling car right now in the US, to the best of my knowledge. F-150.
To be honest, also like almost every people who do work or carry something, I see they use F-150.
It's true, yes, they use F-150, but I do not believe that they are any longer the main audience. I know so many friends of mine that just bought this car and they love it. I actually know of people who moved to F-150 from the Mercedes. They love the 150. I don't know, that's for me, it sounds crazy, but I know such people. Before that, I would not believe it. So starting point, 33. So this means that out of the door, it will be probably 40 easily if you're in California. But Mike, 40K, that's not the car, the cheap car.
That's true. Actually, interesting. You know, like Tesla, they released updated Model 3. And it was like months ago. I didn't really pay attention because they updated the chairs, like some visual styles, they make better decisions. But I only today figure out that it doesn't have this, how to say, like, one that you turn lights, another one to change gears, like not levers.
Oh, I see. They have a touchscreen where you're saying is it driving or is it reverse, right? You supposed.
Yeah, but it also remove like everything. It's like only wheel with few buttons and touchscreen.
Yeah, it felt crazy. It looked crazy when I watched on the video. Yeah. But is this coming to your car as well? I mean, they cannot remove buttons, I guess, but they still can add you a touchscreen to do exactly the same thing or not?
I don't think I need it because I have like a physical control. Unless they can repurpose physical control for something else to use.
By the way, out of curiosity, I'm trying to recall, I sat in your Tesla, but where is this button to drive forward or reverse? Where was it? I don't remember it there at all.
So, you know, like in most cars, like in like usual cars, where you have windshield wipers.
Yeah.
On the right. So that's why I have like a back and reverse and forward and drive mode.
Oh, really? So it's actually on the steering wheel?
Yeah, it's on steering wheel.
I see. Okay, so
it's like every time I sit in my Mazda, instead of driving, I turn on windshield wipers. Like every time I do it.
Okay, so what are you saying effectively that you can you can be making a left turn and by accident click a reverse?
Obviously it's fully electronic, and it's like if you put a reverse, it will say, hey, you're driving forward. It's actually a pretty cool feature on small speeds. For example, you know, like when you're backing up and then you can switch drive, and it will still slow down slowly and then go forward. Which is, I think, how it should work, because there's no mechanical, you know, like you don't afraid to switch to drive from reverse like fast, because it will actually finish maneuver, stop, and then move forward.
I just realized that this is exactly the pattern they're applying on my Chevy Bolt. I'm time to time reversing, and until it's not even have fully stopped, I just clicking drive. Yep, and going forward, and it slowly stops and then go forward. Yeah.
Because all this like a scaring feeling from getting from one mode to another, it was from old cars where it's like mechanics and it actually can break.
I wonder, I'm not going to try that, but I wonder what would happen on a Ford if I would do that.
I don't know. Yes. I mean, with the mechanics, you will hear the sound. I don't know, maybe like automatic has some protection from it. I don't know. Yeah. Especially if it's a robot automatic, it should have some basic protection, I believe.
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully, that's what I hope. Okay, so This would be the second time we're running out of topics today, but first time we managed to find some.
But I think I'm out of my home, like a home, virtual home improvements. I have my home network with the services. Today I finally found a nice solution for logs, to collect logs from my services.
Okay.
Which is essentially just container which drops syslogs into Mongo.
I see. Okay.
Because everything else is like a huge, like ALK, Graylog, they're huge. They require a lot of memory. They provide you enterprise grade UI. And I just wanted something a little bit more better than Synology has. And I'm out of this like a small kind of useless task, and I now want to try Bitwarden really like for real instead of 1Password, and to see like, okay, is it actually like improved or not? I've seen people say it's improved. Obviously I'm pretty sure it's lagging behind 1Password a lot, but I want to maybe like to use it for a few weeks and see like, can I live with it or not? Especially considering right now I rarely create new passwords because most of the services are already registered. But it would be an interesting experiment.
Like for me, the biggest problem with Bitwarden and self-hosting for this specific part is I know how lazy am I in updating software. So in this piece, I really do not want to, to have any exploits that I forgot to patch and someone got the access. I don't want it to be behind the VPN only, so I want it to be public, because if it's behind VPN, there are cases where I cannot reach VPN for different reasons. And on iOS, it's a pain in the butt. There is still no good tool that says, if you're not on this Wi-Fi, always enable VPN. That just doesn't work, and I don't want to go and click each time when I need to use this tool. So the alternative is it should be publicly visible. This means that if there is any vulnerability and you have not patched it in time, you're risking your most valuable information.
That's true. I'm still considering it. I don't want to make it public, as you say, like be behind VPN. So I want to see like how it works if I'm outside of home. Does it work at all or not? Because again, most of I would say all my important services already have password, so it's not like updating often. But I will see, can I live with it or not? But obviously I will keep 1Password as a backup as well, since I have it already.
And you see, this is the second part. If you have file attachments, if you want to have file attachments, you have to pay. So now you have to pay.
Interesting. So you can't use application.
Nope. You can use whatever you want, but I actually do have file attachment. I have some of the stuff that's storing as a form of picture, like that I took a picture.
Yeah.
It's cheaper, but still, it's money.
I would prefer like 1Password get a license, which costs more than now, but just like allow you to store data like on your site somewhere. But they don't do it anymore.
They completely discontinued that?
Like they honor like old people like licenses, but I don't have it, so I can't really use like Dropbox or some iCloud, for example. Because iCloud actually would be sufficient, because like 2 different systems, and I would actually not mind this.
Yep. I agree with you 100%. And I recently looked on Bitwarden because, as you might have heard, 1Password was one of the things that got impacted by Octo breach. So even was
they released really cool overview what happened.
And looks like nothing much, but again, this actually got me thinking. For example, how much I do believe 1Password that they have end-to-end encryption. Who knows? It's not open source.
I think it's not about. I'm pretty sure they have end-to-end encryption, but what will happen when they fucked up something accidentally and it will become non-encrypted? It's the usual story, right? The longer service exists, the more chances it happens, and people will target 1Password because it's like a source of a lot of passwords and a lot of credentials. And like no one will target my VPN just as is, like probably some bots or automatic scanners, but people will do specifically target 1Password with a lot of effort.
Yep, 100% agree. Though, on that note, no one will target. Have you? I don't know if you have anything in Synology publicly facing. I do, and it's unbelievable how many scans you
I'm
get.
saying bots, especially with LLMs and all these things, they will target. I'm just saying, no one will, hijack my Synology from my garage specifically because they want to steal my passwords. They probably just pick my TV and sell it.
That's true. That's actually true. I just realized. Sorry, I never thought about these chances. I now interested. Anyway, that's a completely different topic. But I was thinking, what is the chances that someone will try to actually steal a physical Synology? I have not thought that this is actually additional vector of attack that doesn't exist in one password.
And obviously, it could happen. No, again, not because you person who people just grab everything then sells, and someone just hey, I have a hard disk from some Synology. Maybe I can use it.
Exactly.
I think that's what I was my thoughts about all these LLMs and attacks. We now in a zone when these models, they can actually analyze huge amount of data. And if before your stolen photos didn't really need it to anyone, or your stolen diary or something else, but now with the large language models and AI, some hacker can analyze tons of data, not because you a special person, just as a chunk of huge data set, and then use it as attack.
Yeah, I can easily imagine someone building a bot that will read tons of the emails to which they already have access to identify who is a vulnerable person that theoretically has money and will already have enough information to blackmail, and build you a list. Okay, here is the people you can blackmail.
Oh, talking about email, I'm using FastMail now through standard Apple Mail, and I actually found a really nice feature. I mentioned they have this fake mail that you can attach to your domain.
Yep.
So now I just create easy readable, human-looking emails for each new service I connect, so I can see who they're writing to, which is really cool. And it's exists on my third level subdomain, so it's fully under my control. So if I decided to go from FastMail, I still can preserve it. And they actually have interesting way with the spam. They have spam folder like Gmail, but they also have ability to mark any folder as a learn for spam. So if you can put mail, they will learn, but if mail goes to spam accidentally, it's not reinforcing learning.
I see. It's interesting. The email standard, actually, I have not checked it for quite a while, but email standard allows you to use plus signal to have an aliases. I don't know if you have used it.
Yeah, I used it before. But many services stripe it down, and plus it was, when you use it, then you need to figure out, I think filters should work in some cases, you can filter by it if you don't want. But many services strip it out.
Yeah, they easily can figure out your email. That is it. It's like middle ground, so to speak. Yeah. If you don't want to do all the charades with Apple service.
Also, I found that some services just doesn't allow plus sign.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Or my favorite, just a small joke about Microsoft that I really like. I have email which has a at, first part just symbol A.
Okay.
And it didn't let me put any password with letter A.
What?
Because according to Microsoft, your password should not contain your email.
Oh my God. This is hilarious.
It's very Microsoftish, but I really like that.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh. Okay, on this, I would suggest on this specific note, we do finish. Okay, now I realize I have a topic. It's not a topic. I just want to say everyone why. So I'm so tired. I spent the week in Colorado, and our managers, we have an offsite where we're building plans and roadmaps. And our manager have a plan for have a team bonding event before the offsite, and we went hiking. Everything seems fine, but then Colorado Boulder elevation. So Boulder itself, where we were, the boulder is on 5,500 feet. It's 1.5 kilometers high, and this is starting point. And we went for a hike. and the hike was up to 11,000 feet. So just to give you a perspective, the pilot's supposed to use oxygen starting 10,000 feet. So 11,000 feet, you're already higher than the pilot's legally supposed to start breathing through the devices. Half of the team has hate sickness. Like my pulse was 180 on the flat, where I was just, after, and the hike was intense. It was freaking intense hike. I thought I will start vomiting at that point. And after that, it was just worse and worse and worse, because the body have not adapted. It has a stress, so I wasn't able to sleep properly at night, because even the boulder is 5,000. So I got the sickness from elevation, but my body never actually went down to the usual elevation. It stuck in 5,000 because I wanted the city. So 2 nights was just garbage. I wasn't able to sleep.
Why did you go to that exactly city? Do you have like any offices there?
The manager lived there, and he decided to make a new site in the city where he lives. He is in remote, and everyone was flying from San Francisco to Boulder.
It makes perfect sense.
Yes. To be fair, I really wanted to see Boulder, so from that perspective, I'm okay. But when last time I proposed to go to Hawaii, he said no, because majority of the people are in San Francisco, so it will be much cheaper for the rest of people to fly in San Francisco. And now here we are, all of us flying to Boulder. Yes, so that was the TLDR, but that's why I'm exhausted. I have not slept for X amount of days today. I was sleeping like a baby. So with that, what do you say, my friend? We stop here.
I think we just exactly in 1 hour.
Actually, yes. I thought it will be 20 minutes podcast now.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think we can get any topics.
Yes,
easily.
Up to 1 hour mark. Agree. Okay, thank you everyone for listening to us. Have an amazing rest of the week and the next week, and I will see you next time, same place, same time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we're still live, just saying, just saying. But,
no corporation secrets.
Yes, exactly. So while I'm rendering everything, how is everything going, my friend? What's new in life?
The same.
Same.
Waiting.
Right. Do you want to share in the after show? What are you waiting?
After show, yes. But not on the live.
Okay. Then let's say bye-bye to everyone, and I will stop broadcasting. 1 second.